All right, hello everyone, and welcome to the Pine Room Podcast, episode 81. We are again not in studio. We are outside, and we're not at a prison. We're not in a cell. No, we're out at Eric Freeland's farm. We're here. This is the second time I've been here. We came and scouted out the area. Eric showed us around, and he's going to be joining us here later in the show. But as you can see, we are in the festive mood. We have Matt the Lion. Jared is incognito. Cooley is the pig. And Coach, I don't even know.
The homeless
Sensei.
guy.
Sensei?
Yeah, he's definitely from the Orient of some sort.
All right. Well, and then I'm the raccoon.
From East Asia.
Yeah. But we were happy to be here.
Well, you're from South Park.
Yeah, you're just Cartman.
He is from Cartman from South Park.
This is kind of a part of our lead up to Halloween. We were happy to be in the West Virginia Penitentiary. That went really well. We got a lot of good feedback about that, and I think a lot of people are in conclusion that we did indeed hear a ghost.
Really?
I think so.
Have you asked a bunch of people about that?
I mean, for all the people that we've talked to, that whistle, people are pretty convinced that that's a ghost. Lola down at the studio for sure thinks we heard it.
Yeah, I need to show my mom that. She'll definitely
Yeah.
believe that.
I got to go back and listen to it again. I only did.
Oh, it's intense. It's intense.
It's intense.
I know. I know. I was there.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I think Matt was there, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was
Well, what's
there.
your thoughts on it, Jeff?
I don't know. I mean, unless the only thing I could think of was somebody else's.
Is there a train nearby?
Yeah, it was a.
Well, it couldn't just be
baby
wind.
train.
I can't hear it, so like.
No, it literally sounds like a whistle.
Yeah, how did it go? It was
like that.
Yeah, that's got to be wind.
Yeah, that's pretty intriguing, I'd say.
Coach, you think it was a whistle?
Surprising.
No.
Yeah.
There was something outside.
Yeah.
I'm just glad Tom got us out of the cell.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he was able
I'll
to
still
get
be
the
there.
door unlocked.
Chris,
that was a great move on my part.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, if you don't know, right before we started the show, the power that we, like our main camera, our outside camera, our lighting, and some of our other stuff were hooked to an outlet that had a switch on it inside the cell. And Coach said,
Yeah, but you got to tell him first, Tom locked us in.
well, yeah, so we were locked in. We literally couldn't get out. And
And
Tom
he left.
So we had no...
Yeah, he went out to watch a Penguin
He went
game.
to B-dubs.
Yeah, he's going to coffee and donuts, he said.
We had literally no chance to get out of that cell, even if we wanted to. So Tom left, and then Coach said, well, let's see how dark it can get. And he has told Matt to hit the switch, and then all of our power got knocked out. Yeah.
And it got dark. It was really dark.
Yeah, so we had to go call Tom. He came back in, open it up for us. And,
Thank God Tom didn't take our phones.
yeah, and then
Oh, Jesus.
Chris, who was supposed to be with us today, with us here today, he tempted fate and said that if there was a ghost there, to make it unable for us to get out.
I know, and I couldn't believe he would even say something like that.
Chris is a risk taker, guys.
Yeah,
he
well,
likes
he
to roll
really
the
is.
dice.
Yeah.
Well, hey, look, we're here.
Well,
So it must mean that there's no spirits about.
if
Yeah,
you're
but
just
there's a lot of goblins
Yes,
behind
there's
us.
a
Yeah.
lot of
zombies.
and if you're
behind
just
us.
listening to this, you might be able to hear some of the ghouls that have spread across the corn maze behind us. But if you haven't seen this yet, go check it out on YouTube. You can check it out and see what we got going on behind us. We got a bunch of different zombies. We got, I think that's Wednesday, like a little Wednesday girl. There's all kinds of stuff going on behind us. And then the second camera, you can see the giant. What's a guy that has a scythe called?
A Grim Reaper?
A Grim Reaper?
Yeah, he's a
I
reaper.
don't know what. Yeah, but he's more of a farmer type. He's got like a burlap.
Yeah, he's
coat
got a
on.
sickle.
It's like a scarecrow Grim Reaper.
Yeah. So we
Can you get an interview with any of these guys before?
Probably that
we leave?
one sitting
Yeah,
right
well-
here. He's mic'd up.
yeah
Yeah, what's
The
his
7-foot
name, Joe?
skeleton.
Oh, yeah. he is a big boy.
yeah we invited him to come out.
He was
here.
driving a tractor when we got here, though.
Yeah,
Oh,
see
there
what
you
he's
go.
got to say.
Look, this guy reminds us
Oh,
of
boy.
Champ.
Oh, he's angry.
He's very excited for the Halloween season. I think he's from Canton. I think that's where he
I
said
was
he's
going to say
from.
Cameron.
He's from Canton?
Canton, Ohio. I think he came all the way from.
He looks a lot like Champ.
Oh.
Hey, Matt, he might be the guy that reports the scores for Cameron. That's right.
They haven't replaced him since he died 27 years ago.
Yeah, so we'll have Eric
Jeez.
on, and he'll talk about all the stuff that he's got going out here on the farm. And this isn't just the only thing that he does out here during the Halloween season. I know there's some cool things coming up as Halloween rolls closer. So
The corn
we'll
maze
talk about
over
that.
there?
Yeah, we're looking at the corn maze. It's the first time I've ever been in a corn maze in my life.
Did you walk through it?
We did
yeah.
like a half tour.
Did you get lost?
No, well, we were in there, and Eric said, unless you want a 10-minute walk, turn around, and then you can get out. So,
We turn around, and I wish they could see on the other side of this camera. We got an amazing view. The sun setting over the hill here.
Yeah. We need like a drone and have like all of us get through that maze and see who gets through first.
Yeah, we'll do a little before this. You'll see a little bit of some shots of us in the corn maze. But I hope you enjoyed the last video. This is part of our Halloween lead up. And then if you're if this is the first time you're hearing this, we actually have another Halloween party to make an appearance at. Matt, you want to go talk about?
Yeah, I believe we're going to be at Jill's Gentlemen's Club, a class act, sponsor of our Football Fridays. Ironically, they sponsor a high school football show for the Watchdog Network. But we're happy to be invited up to the party. Coach's buddy Wayne taking good care of us. We're going to be there from what time is it? 4 to 7.
4 to 7.
Yeah, so I guess stop on by and say hello if you choose, and wear a nice costume. I don't know what we're gonna wear.
Yeah,
we gotta figure that out.
What the heck I'm gonna wear?
Hopefully we'll interview some of the wonderful workers up there.
Coach, what are you gonna wear?
I'll probably wear my tuxedo.
Okay.
Yeah, he can always
I
fall.
don't think there'll be probably better looking people up there than these guys.
Cool, I don't know.
At Jill's.
Jill's is the top of the line.
You don't think? What do you think kind of clientele these guys would go? Or what kind of establishment you think these guys would dance at?
Godfathers.
Godfathers.
Yeah, Godfathers.
Ooh,
100%.
competitors.
For sure.
Right on the
Competitor
island.
slander.
They'd leave a Wheelam Park football game and go right to
Hey,
Godfather.
they look pretty good at like 2 a.m. after a million beers.
I
Probably.
like this guy over here.
Yeah, he looks good.
He's a mess.
Yeah,
He
if-
looks
He
like
looks
just
good.
got done
About
lunch.
If
this
you're
guy
just-
down here by me's got like 2 bullet holes in his head.
again, you got to go check this out on YouTube. We'll put some clips up of it. You got to see this in person. It's really cool. And if you haven't, if you
People
don't,
ought to bring their kids up here. It's
yes, you can
incredible.
still come. Go check out Eric Freeland Farms on Facebook, and you can definitely hear more from him when he jumps on here in the set with us. But I want to ask this question because we didn't talk a whole lot about Halloween when we were in the pen. And this is very more Halloween oriented in this location. But what is your favorite? And Matt, we talked about this on the radio about candy.
Okay.
What is your favorite Halloween tradition?
Tradition.
Well, we're talking pumpkin carving.
Well, it's not. I always liked carving pumpkins. I thought bobbing for apples was stupid.
Have you done that before?
Yeah, I mean, like a long time ago. But I think it's too dangerous for kids to do at a party now because somebody will put something in the water, or someone will hold a kid under, and
Wait, what is it?
Is it
bobbing
even?
for apples.
What is that?
You've never bobbed for apples
The hell is
before?
bob-
There's apples
bobbing
in a floating thing, like a little like a
What the fuck is that?
You've
like a
never
bin.
heard of
Wait,
that.
hold on.
like a bucket or a.
You've never even seen that?
When the
before?
hell would I have
tub,
ever
I guess.
bobbed an apple?
Yeah. So
No, but
Like
you've
a-
never like seen it on like cartoons
Matt,
or like.
I don't really know what we're talking about. It's just a
Explain
bunch
to
of
him what-
apples and
So
water.
you got a thing full of apples, and then there's water in it, and they're floating, and you got to dunk your head in there and bite one until you can get
just-
one out.
Oh. Well, how does that relate to Halloween?
It's
I don't
just
know.
like it's just like one of those traditions that is added to all the parties. Like when you go to a
He looks so stupid.
I can't even look at him with that mask on. This mask, I can't.
You're like,
the way
your head's down, but your eyes
the
are
way
up.
his eyes
It
are in
looks
this
good.
mask.
That's a perfect one. Carving pumpkins, I agree, is pretty fun. At least I like them. I like baking the pumpkin seeds and eating
Oh,
those.
yeah.
That was very good.
I just told Hannah that's the first time. I think we were at somebody's house and they just got done carving pumpkins and they baked a fresh batch of pumpkin
they're
seeds.
good. Yeah.
Boy, are they good! And they did like a did like a cinnamon sugar like a candy pumpkin
yeah.
seed.
Sounds good.
Really fun. I was never.
What
a
other
big-
traditions are there?
I mean, you got trick or treat.
I
you
was-
got-
yeah.
Trick or
I was
treat
gonna
is
say,
fine. I mean, I like that.
I think trick or treat for me, because I just remember back when we were younger how exciting trick or treat was. Like in the build up, I remember like up in where we lived, it just like before, like even like an hour before, everybody's out like in their costumes, like walking around, getting excited.
like it
I
used to
think
be
that
more
probably would be
chaotic.
my.
well, yeah, but then now they limit it to an
They've
hour.
ruined it. They've ruined
Yeah,
it.
it's
Yeah.
just
They
I get
call
it, but like at the
safety,
same
but
time,
it's
yeah.
really not.
Yeah,
I mean-
when Eric and I were growing up, it was 3 hours.
Yeah.
Man, oh my! I mean, you could fill an entire.
We had a pillowcase. Filled the pillowcase. It's unbelievable.
Coach,
What
when
kind-
you would do it in Warwood, where would you guys go? What
Everywhere.
street to what street? Like
Just
all the
up
whole way.
as fast as you could go.
Yeah.
Well, what back then? What candy would you get?
It's just same
Mr.
as it is
Goodbar.
today, except that Matt, we talked about those popcorn
the
balls.
popcorn balls.
Yeah.
Those were always boring.
That's probably the worst. The worst
They get
candy.
stuck in your teeth.
If they were stale.
Yeah, we said
Speaking of
this.
fresh
Hey, let's do
popcorn
this.
ball.
All right, we did this on the radio. If you haven't listened to our radio show, you got to listen. Monday 2 to 3, Tuesdays and Fridays from noon to 3. You got to check it out. But we talked about the top 5 and the bottom 5 worst Halloween candies. We're not gonna go through them all, but let's go down the list. Top Halloween candy and worst Halloween candy.
The best.
Best and worst.
Well, I mean, it's pretty. Mine's pretty mundane because everybody's saying it. Reese Cups, just you can't. That or Twix, can't beat it.
I'm a big fan of Reese Cups. I think Butterfingers are the worst, though.
Butterfingers.
Those
Really?
get stuck in your
Butterfingers
teeth.
I hate
suck.
them.
Butterfingers are
And, like,
pretty
I
bad.
hate when it's
If they're not, especially if you ever get a stale one, like an older one, it's even worse. It's
I can
really
feel
hard
it
to
in the
get out
back
of
of my
your
teeth
teeth.
Yeah,
right
it
now.
gets
Like,
If you get a fresh one, it's not bad once in a
yeah.
while, but I would not rate that as a high.
I
I
hate
got to
the-
disagree with Bart Simpson.
The
on that.
texture of a Butterfinger is horrible.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Really? Awful.
You like
I'd
Clark
say
bars?
good.
You guys probably never even
Oh,
ate
I
it.
do like
You
a good Clark bar.
I think that's better than
What is a
Butterfinger.
Clark bar? What?
It's
Oh,
similar.
You know
Yeah,
what
it's
sucks
similar.
Good.
is I hate Twizzlers. I
Yeah,
think
Twizzlers. That's it.
They
I'm
just
not a
taste like
fan.
Those-
rubber to me.
The,
Like,
the
well, I
little
like
2-pack of
I'm
Twizzlers.
with you,
Oh.
Coles.
The worst thing you can
You like
get.
you don't like the cherry ones or the strawberry or which
Either.
you like
I
any
don't
of
like
them?
any.
Really?
Strawberries. Okay,
Was it
cherry.
you that,
though,
Matt, you
gross.
said you like black licorice?
Yeah.
Yeah. that's
I
what
like black
thought.
jelly beans too. Wrong season, but they're good. I never got any black jelly beans for Halloween. So.
Did you ever know like a house that would give you something different other than candy? Because there was one house when we were in Clearview. You'd go down into River Hills, and the guy would give you like a $50.
Yeah, I do.
There was
remember.
I
one.
remember
There was
that.
one lady that gave us candy, but she gave us a toothbrush too, like which is kind of. It's
I mean,
actually a good
yeah,
idea.
it's good.
I liked it.
Come
I thought
on.
it was I thought it was
She's
okay.
probably a dental hygienist.
Probably.
Yeah.
How
for her.
many toothbrushes that you had to give out?
No, I mean,
hundreds.
where
They
that
were
was
pro-
up by,
they were
by
probably
where
coarse
we
hair.
lived in Cedar Rock, so it really wasn't that. There wasn't that many kids at that time in the world.
My
would
dad
say-
was always the one to put a bowl out in front of the house, and kids would just come by and dump the whole bowl into the fucking
Yeah,
pillowcase.
See,
and
I
run
like
off.
to have a paintball gun up in the window.
Yeah,
and
you
the kid that
should-
does that, he's
you
getting
should be able
tired
to
on
do
it.
that.
Right below his brainstem. That's where he's getting hit. He's going down.
I never
He's
was
made
that
him think
guy.
it twice.
I never was that guy. I
No,
couldn't.
you're
do
not a
that.
rule
share.
breaker.
I couldn't do that.
You
I'm too
get like a
afraid.
handful.
I was gonna say if it says take one, I'm taking 10.
I'm too afraid.
But
of
I ain't taking the
authority.
bowl.
I'm too afraid of the law.
You are afraid of the law. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
I think the best though, with Reese Cups, I think Twix Kit Kat is elite.
I like
elite.
Snickers. You guys
those
don't
are
like
like super
Snickers. Everybody
soft.
else
Snickers
likes
I like
is
Snickers.
good.
Yeah, Snickers is good.
Speaking of that tangent, Soup, we're getting done with the pickleball tournament. If you haven't watched that, go check that out on YouTube. First annual Blazing Paddle Pickleball Classic. It went down a storm. It was absolutely nuts. I think the term was we kicked ass. But we're at the...
What did he just say?
I have no idea. What were you doing?
Yeah, you mumbled your way through that.
I
one.
said I think the term was we kicked ass at that. We kicked ass.
What was the storm? What'd you say about a storm?
I said it went down a storm.
Went down.
It went down a storm. It was great.
Oh, I never heard that.
I've never heard that either. What the
It
hell
went
is
down
that?
That was very Shakespeare.
Did you make that up?
No, it went down a storm.
Well, the whole
Went down
time,
a
what were
storm.
you doing with your eye? Why
I,
was
my, this is like bugging
It's
my
tough.
eyes.
The eyes are tough.
Yeah.
They're tough.
See,
Let's see.
Hey, John, I want to go back to that tradition real quick. And we only did it for 2 years. Remember when they used to have the hayride go run down into
Oh yeah.
down in Mazer Lane, and we jumped out. We'd jump out and scare. We had like swords and shit, and the kids were.
Yeah,
on
we
the-
used to scare people. We'd
Hey,
hide,
Ryan,
we'd
we'd
hide under
jump
the
out.
cars.
Yeah, and then they stopped that. They didn't let us scare anymore.
Really? Did they like make you guys stop?
I think there was something like because we used to get excited for every year, and then one year I think they told like we weren't allowed to do it.
What, you gave a kid PTSD or something?
Oh, sure,
I forget.
probably.
Yeah, I forget.
I
What
A couple of
hated-
kids
I
shit
hated
themselves
the,
on the hayride.
What they do?
They shit themselves on that.
Oh, you know what? I think that's what they said it was.
Yeah.
Was that a kid? He shit his pants.
Yeah,
and
there's
so
like a
they-
couple
so- And then
kids
it
that
got it got a mess.
Every
on the
ride,
thing.
they was
It's
just
just because
covered
he
in
was
shit.
scared. Maybe
Yeah,
he
people
had
got-
bowel trouble.
People got sick.
I don't know.
Smelled
People
like
got
Kit
sick.
Kats
He
and
was
I
shit.
allergic
think-
to chocolate.
Did you ever ride the train at the booth at the zoo?
Yeah. Now that was pretty cool back in its day. I don't know what it was like when you guys.
Yeah, it
went.
was
Oh,
cool.
man,
It
There
was
were some scary
It was
things
scary.
on
It
that.
was
It was
creepy.
intense. They jump up on the side of the train.
Yes.
Well,
I always
that's
thought
kinda
those big buffaloes were going to run over the train. That was more scary to me than anything. Those things would just derail it.
All right, so I guess that's a better thing we could have done is gone through the traditions of Halloween. So it's carving pumpkins, of course, trick-or-treating, costume, dressing up.
Is
You guys,
seance
yeah, I guess that's ghost hunting.
Yeah.
Is that a tradition of Halloween?
I don't know if it's traditional. I mean, I did it, but I don't know if is that a tradition to go ghost hunting?
I don't know.
I feel like that's like
You can do that every
I don't know where you hunt for ghosts. We don't have
Yeah.
access. I mean, we
Well, we
did at the
just
prison.
were.
No, I know, but like
Yeah.
back in the day, where were we going to go that I could find a ghost?
I guess scary movies is a tradition. I guess like watching that during the
I
year.
like that. I like scary movies.
Speaking of scary movies, Job, what you're looking like back here? Like, which one of these guys would scare you the most?
Well, I mean,
Mine would be the guy up on the cross from
Jeepers Creepers.
Jeepers Creepers. That guy, to me, is just really bad.
That's a good.
Mine would probably be Donald Trump.
Biden already scares the hell out of me every day.
Like if you were going through the corn maze and you turn a corner and Biden came.
Look,
Biden's
we
running at
agree
me.
with that, man.
I'd be sleeping.
Hey, if Biden went in that maze over there, he'd never come out. He'd never find him. He'd never find him. And Trump would go get a helicopter to bring him out because he's too lazy to walk through.
Trump would have a flamethrower going through there.
Either one of them would be scary.
Honestly, Matt, you're right. Biden would never get out of there. He would never.
Hey, that might be the key to saving the world.
Throw him in a
Like
corn
say,
maze.
hey, we need you to go in this corn maze.
They should put every president through a challenge like that.
Yeah, you have to do.
Like a physical challenge. Like it's like a
Yeah, you should.
So there's supposed
to do like
a combine, the presidential combine.
That'd be good.
they got to do
That'd
cone
be
drills
really
and
good.
corn
Trump.
mazes.
Trump would have been. He'd have been a pretty good lineman.
Who? Trump?
Trump.
He is a fat bastard.
Yeah, and then I think. But of all those, I mean,
I don't know. This guy right here is pretty
this
funny.
guy-
Yeah, that guy,
Hey,
he's pretty
All right,
terrifying.
he's pretty
This
scary.
girl behind you is really.
Yeah, see that the demon type stuff. Like
She's.
Yeah, like she
That would
probably
freak
had a
me out.
real pretty face, and all of a sudden she turns into that.
Yeah,
Probably
yeah,
like
she got a
the
little
two girls
doll.
down at some of those strip
If
joints.
you're just listening to this, behind us is an entire field of zombies. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like a massive cornfield of zombies and
Skeleton.
I like
scary.
the guy coming out in the green over there. See, he looks part alien a little bit, Joe. He's
Oh,
coming
yeah.
out of the ground.
yeah.
That's like Night of the Living Dead.
Oh, geez,
That-
yeah.
Or
I
like the Thriller video.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one guy's dancing like Michael Jackson, the one with the chains on. He looks good.
Yeah, you can see that behind us. He's dancing.
Really cool stuff here.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
wonderful.
it is
neat.
This is a really great setting. I urge everybody
it,
who listens, bring your kids or grandkids. This is really, really cool.
As it starts to get darker, it gets spookier.
Yeah, yeah.
Then you start hearing noises.
Yeah, the weather today. It was really hot in the morning, and now I'm kind of glad that I brought this jacket on. Now,
As soon as that sun
Chill
goes
down.
away, it's chill.
Eric was right. As soon as that sun went down, my sweat has now made me cold.
you're sweating that bad?
Yeah,
Jesus.
so
The raccoon was soaked.
Yeah,
You got a puffer
Raccoons
jacket.
only come out at night usually,
Yeah.
unless they have rabies.
rabid.
you might be. I was just thinking about this when he said what would scare you the most. Has there ever been a time in your life where you've been like truly horrified, like where you were literally like,
I mean, outside of world
When
events,
I will tell you, when I watched Friday the 13th for the first time ever at Bernie's, weird.
hold on,
Bernie's
wait,
bar
back up real
in-
quick.
Me and
before
Joe
you-
Roth.
Wait,
What
before
year?
you start,
Bernie's.
you watched Friday the 13th at Bernie's bar at
Yeah,
the
I don't think
bar.
there was any sports on or anything. So Joe Roth and I watched it. And
what year?
Oh boy.
Were you just sitting at the bar?
Yeah, we're sitting at the bar watching Friday the 13th.
That's probably in the 80s.
I didn't know
Yeah,
you
it
had, like, a
probably
table.
was. And when he jumped up out at the end, and we thought it was over, and the lady was, or the guy, yeah, the lady was in the canoe.
Yeah.
And he comes up out of there, and we both jumped. I swear this is no lie. When I drove home from Bernie's, I drove in the center of the road, and right on the yellow line.
Had nothing to do with
I
the beer.
straddled the yellow line. I was so scared. I probably was driving 60 home. I was so scared.
Well, so you
He
drove
probably
just
checked
in
under
case.
the bed in the closet when he got
Yeah,
back.
just in
What did
case
driving in the middle
anybody
do
was
for
on
you?
the side of the road.
Right,
they
and
got-
if they came out of the woods,
Like through the window?
Just got a little extra space.
right.
I will say.
And every time I hear that ch-ch-ch, that's Gives me the creeps. I hate that song.
That is a pretty catchy tune.
Yeah.
For this time of
It's
year.
a creepy song.
Yeah. I'd say probably Chucky for me.
You were a Chucky guy?
We watched Child's Play down at Aunt Sue's house. It was me, myself, I think D-Lo was there, Chris, Aunt Sue, Coach was there, Jarrett. And ever since then, I'm not kidding you, I've not slept with my feet out of the bed. I will not let my foot come out of the bed.
What, does he
movie
grab
was
your feet
great.
in that movie?
There was a scene in that movie, I think he's underneath the bed, and she puts her foot on the ground, and he, like, stabs her.
Oh.
Yeah.
You,
So
you weren't amused by Chucky? I thought he had some good lines.
I didn't go into. I didn't. Well, now I think he's funny, but I didn't go into Spencer's, that store at the mall, because they had a life-size Chucky. They would sit in a chair.
That.
I didn't go into Spencer's store.
They got
I was
a
like
new
18.
TV show out. He's like a series.
Yeah, he's in the Oval
I
Office.
saw that.
Yeah.
It's in the Oval.
Probably what's coming next for us.
Joe, didn't we do something to you and we made you guys
Oh
watch
yeah.
it?
So back in when I was probably 6 or 7, me, Jarrett, our cousin D-Lo,
Chris's son.
Emily, Chris's 2 kids. We were down in our basement. It was him and Chris, and they locked the basement door, and they put on The Thing and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and they wouldn't let us come upstairs until we sang the Barney theme song, and we sang it over and over and over again, and every
still
time,
wouldn't let you?
nope, that ain't right.
Oh, my.
What is it? You love me.
Those guys have had some
I
traumatizing
love you.
experiences down there. Remember Southern Comfort got Derek upset that one night.
Yeah, when they got
that
that
guy
big-
got the spikes
I
put
need
in
to
his
watch
Oh,
that
yeah.
movie. You guys talk about that movie all. I've never seen it. I need to watch it.
It's not really a
it's
Halloween
Oscar-worthy.
movie, but it's very scary.
I think it could be a Halloween
Hey,
movie.
Joe,
Yeah,
show
but-
what Jarrett put down.
Do you
in
know the story? Cool's about Southern Comfort.
Yeah,
No, not in
I know
kindergarten.
it.
It was
It was
that
Sunday school.
Sunday school.
Yeah,
We
prep.
were like,
Well, it was, yeah,
we were like 8.
we were like 10 years old, and I had watched that movie, and honestly,
You
I
know,
don't
like
even,
an icebreaker.
Yeah.
It's like favorite movie, favorite color, favorite pet.
You put Southern Comfort for favorite
yeah,
movie.
and I don't even like.
People were
I don't
putting
even
Lion
recall
King,
if I really liked
Wizard
the
of
movie.
Oz.
But I don't even know if I liked it that much. I think I had just seen it recently, and I was like, "Oh, this
was
is a
in your
badass."
mind.
It was a badass movie, and I
I'll
just,
get out of
Cool,
this
you gotta
class. The
watch it.
teacher will
I
say,
know,
this
I need
kid's
to see it.
appalling.
It's like a legendary movie.
Yeah,
for
Southern
us.
Comfort. I remember coach saw that and said, "You're not putting that."
That was unbelievable. Couldn't believe he put it.
I think he would.
Powers Booth. He was in that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, down the bayou, and that I just always remember that trap coming up and hitting that guy.
If you haven't seen Southern Comfort, it's about these guys that go down in the bayou and they get killed by all these
It's
Cajuns.
kind of like Wrong Turn.
Kind of, but the people are like normal. No, not
So they're
normal
not
people,
like
but-
Well, they
like
steal,
Wrong Turn people.
they
are-
steal those Cajuns' boats,
Yeah.
and that was the end.
It's
of that.
like a cross between Wrong Turn, Deliverance, and
that's good. That's a
probably
good call.
Deliverance.
One other
That's what a
movie.
good movie.
I don't think I've seen
Deliverance.
that
is.
one
Yeah,
Hills Have Eyes or something like that. No,
haven't
that's
seen
a
that
little
either.
too.
I'm not a big scary movie guy. I don't really like to watch.
You don't like them because they're scary. You just don't like them.
Well, it's just I'm never going to watch them by myself.
I watched
a lot
one
of them
last
are
night.
stupid.
It was terrible.
Yeah, you said.
It was horrible.
I like
watch
the
it by
ones that are
yourself?
like thrillers more so than
Yeah,
just
I
like
agree.
gory.
Yeah,
Ones that like mess with your brain.
yeah. But couple things for Halloween when we get closer to the actual. What are you laughing at? My mask?
Because you're like so focused on the mask while trying to talk. I can tell
Because I
it's
know
fucking with you.
it's distracting me because my eyeballs are like getting pulled apart.
can't take him serious in that mask.
He
I
looks
can't.
up.
The way that it's sitting is just.
You have to watch. See, now you have to come watch us on YouTube because I have my mask on.
You honestly, I can't even say the words I want to say.
Job and I went and bought these at Dollar Tree before we came
$10.
here.
What was the age on it?
For what were they? $1 a piece?
$1 piece,
$1.25, I think.
3 and up.
3 and up.
3 and up.
3 and up.
Well, we wanted something that was.
It's our age range.
It was breathable.
This is breathable.
Mine's not bad. Coaches
Didn't account for the eye sockets.
Oh, okay. So here's what I want to do. I want to before we bring Eric on, I want to go back to our time at the penitentiary. It's a good time to talk about it. It's spooky here. What's your biggest takeaway from being there inside the prison cell, in the dank, cold cell on the new wall block? What's your biggest takeaway just from the whole experience?
Biggest takeaway to me, in modern times, it amazes me how many criminals we actually have as those prisons get overpopulated. It seems like back in the older days, you did have they did like really bad things. Maybe not as many now. You get a lot of ones in there for middle of the road type crimes.
Yeah.
But it just shocks me how many guys would feel comfortable in that setting to where they commit crimes to go back in.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is terrifying. The 9-man shower terrifies the hell
Yeah,
out of
it's
me.
unbelievable.
Right there in the middle of the cell block.
Yeah,
Right?
isn't
And
that amazing?
It's just so many things could go wrong in there to die. You would piss the wrong people off.
Yep.
Just, my God. I mean, you like to think you were tough enough to be able to handle that if you did something that you had to be held accountable for. But two things, if you ever went in there as an innocent man, that would be just horrible.
No.
And then how you could commit a crime to want to go back in there is
Yeah.
perplexing to me. And then, obviously, with the whistling ghost,
Yeah.
I want to meet him. I want to know his name.
Jack?
Everything is hard in there. Like everything's just solid.
give.
Yep, that was-
Like you,
that
if
was
you,
gonna be
if
mine.
you tried to like, that's like when Nardoni tried to run into the glass at the Nailer or the Penguin game.
Yeah,
He thought there was some give. There's no
His
give.
elbow got all
there's no
messed up.
give to the.
Yeah, but there was more give in that glass than there is in anything
Yes, a
in that
lot
prison.
more.
Yeah, yeah. And we were in the handicap cell, so that like there was a little bit more room for activity.
Yeah. Coles?
I'd say my takeaway is I think I could survive in it.
Ugh.
I think I would make it through. Like, if you give me a 5-year sentence or something, I think I could go
5
in
years?
and make it out.
Yeah. You'd be a different person.
I think I could go in and do it, but it wouldn't
Yeah,
be something
yeah,
I
I
would
guess
enjoy.
I'd be way cooler. I'd be shredded and I'd know how to cut hair and cook.
Or you just get stabbed.
I wouldn't get stabbed.
or
They would
worse.
love me in there because I think I would. I
would
think
love
I'd.
you.
Oh boy.
I
They
like
love-
that.
they love you.
Careful.
I think I'd end up being
You don't want to be liked too much.
Yeah.
I'd end up being a leader.
Nah. I would say my thing is how cold and how gray everything is. There's not like there's no splash of color aside
You
from
like cold.
You remember that painting on the wall?
Yeah, there were those little cartoons.
Jub, your cell would have had all kind of artwork on
It
it.
would have been like it had just been scrawled with all kinds of different stuff, but it's just so cold. There's like you're almost deprived of any kind of comfort in life, which I guess is proper.
Vitamin
for
D
people.
deficiency.
Yeah, I mean, if you stole like a lawnmower, then I don't think you deserve to be in there.
A
But if-
lawnmower.
I mean, like, did white collar criminals go in that? Matt, did you know? Do you know?
I don't remember.
Probably
I can't
not.
remember if
They
Tom
probably
said
went
that
to-
in one part, maybe.
Probably
but
went to High County Jail.
Where's that at?
What's considered a white collar?
Down by the city.
like
city
guys
building.
who would commit like embezzlement, fraud, those
like
types, not
tax evasion,
non-violent
gum.
offenders.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think most of those guys were very violent because it
Had
seems
to
like
have been.
from that region, the West Virginia Penitentiary housed a lot of violent criminals from like the Mid-Atlantic region
Yeah,
of the country.
or like
so-
like grand theft, like
yeah, like
big
serious danger crimes.
Yeah.
So
What
I
color
would say
collar
very
goes-
few white collar guys.
crimes. Yeah,
What collar goes into the penitentiary? What do you call that?
Blue.
blue.
Oh, so,
Even though it's
so like
probably
coal
not
miners
all
go in
fair to the blue collar workers either.
He said coal miners go in there.
Right. They're the most
Basically,
dangerous guys
Yes.
there is.
Well, yeah, it's based on your occupation.
Hey, John, I think the sound of that
That cell
cell
shutting.
when
Yeah.
it closed was like, oh my God, that's
Yeah.
it. Your freedom is gone.
Yeah.
He like again, we said it. We literally were locked in there. We weren't lying. We were actually locked in the cell.
Yeah, I want to keep doing more stuff like this. Like this setting right now, we're here on the farm. Just a cool
this is awesome.
outdoor setting. And
Great night too.
yeah,
It is
beautiful
nice.
night. This is going to be kind of the start of a new era of the Pine Room. I think.
Oh, yeah.
I think going in different locations is super fun. This is super nice. Yeah, I think we're going to have a fun time. He keeps laughing at my mask.
You can't take the guy serious.
I just want to be taken serious.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
What? I'm surprised you picked that one. thought
I
you were gonna
did
go with
pick
the
it.
pig.
You told me to wear it.
No, I
Perfect
didn't.
for
I
you,
said
man.
go with the pig. But Cooley's the pig now.
Yeah, I'm the pig now. I wish I
you
had
were
that
the,
one.
you were the hippo earlier.
Yeah, I don't know where I put that. I
See,
think it's over
Cooley,
there.
your mask matches Jub's hair tie.
Yeah,
What color is it? I don't even know.
pink.
Pink.
Oh, I think about no. I'm an idiot. Sorry.
We know.
See, when I blink, then it goes past my eyes.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're talking about Halloween real quick. Last couple things about Halloween. What do you think will change about Halloween in the next, let's say, 10 years? What will be different?
It's getting worse because you're not allowed to have costumes. Like certain things are not taboo to where if you do it, then you're a white supremacist or you hate people or what. Or you're a bigot of some kind.
if you
It's
wear the
Halloween.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Any costume should be fair in Halloween.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you don't have to condone what people did, but like these guys that are axe murderers and stuff, we don't condone that, but
No.
we dress up like them. But if you dress up like when they did the Jeff Dahmer thing, that was like the worst thing ever for the kids that were Jeff Dahmer. It was like he's immediately a serial killer who eats people. That's not fair.
It's like you're not you're not idolizing
them.
You're not saying, hey, this is what I want to be.
No.
Yeah.
So what's the difference?
People went as Darth Maul and Darth Vader. I mean, they murdered more people than
Yeah, they did.
I mean,
he knows.
see here.
What'd
I
you
mean,
go with?
Yeah, this is bullshit.
He knows.
anything's up for grabs for Halloween.
I'd say within like the next 15 years, it'll be like no trick or treat, or like you go to like one house and that's it.
It'll all be virtual.
I was gonna say virtual.
Yeah, virtual trick or treat.
You get like a
Virtual.
fucking.
I don't know
He
how
get
to-
it.
They'll give you candy and Bitcoin or something.
Yeah, you get a pumpkin
It'll be
on Facebook.
a Kroger gift card to go get your own candy.
They're vegetables. They'll give you vegetables and fruit.
There was the thing about the Reese cups. I don't know if you guys saw this. People were saying that in those foil Reese cups, you know, the ones that are like gold that
Yeah.
you unwrap. People were saying they were finding a bunch of worms. I'm being serious.
There's people that work in those plants that'll tell you that there's like rat feces and all kind of stuff that goes into there. So that's probably why they're so good.
Yeah, I saw like a bunch of videos that I think it was like NBC News or something played it, and there were people unwrapping their Reese cups, and there were like maggots like in your Reese cups.
Dude, remember that was a thing, Coach? You probably remember back in the days your mom would have you inspect the candy.
Oh, yeah.
Like people were putting pins in it.
Or
and
like
stuff.
you got to check it for perforations if anybody
Yeah.
like.
But like, why would anybody do that? I don't
Just to-
understand.
Why did those people poison that Tylenol in Chicago in the 80s?
Why do
Like
people
all the
do
bottles
that?
of
Yeah, I don't
Tylenol were
understand.
poisoned. People were dying
I
from
never
it.
checked my candy. I never did.
Me either. At some point, I think my mom was very careful to do it early in our lives, but
I could have.
she probably hopes we get
I
that.
could have swallowed razor
Yeah, you
blades.
could have bit into like a nail or something.
Yeah. But I think, again, I think in Halloween, I think, for me, I think, like you said, Matt, I think costumes will be like a thing of the past.
Yeah.
I don't think people will be dressing up as much. Just because there's a limit. Well, or if they dress up, it's just going to be all the
And
mainstream.
people are so afraid to get made fun of. Like, make fun of yourself. It's okay.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to. Everything doesn't have to be perfect for you. Look,
Yeah,
look at us five morons right here. Like, it's not. Like, people get made. Like, we've made fun of Jub's mask. Like, and he just. He's going to go back and be depressed in his room tonight. Like,
Yeah.
like you just kids are so.
I worked so
soft.
hard on this mask.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Just
too,
have
they're
fun
too
with
cool.
it. It's
too
all
cool
about
for a
being
costume.
goofy and bringing out your inner kid. Which
I
is a
love
good thing.
Halloween. My favorite party that I ever went to was when we dressed up as the Teletubbies.
Yeah, that
and
was
walked
awesome.
around
Yeah,
all
you
day.
guys. I mean, that was a great theme. Great
Yeah,
job.
we look like idiots.
And you guys
Yeah.
look like total idiots.
Yeah,
Total
it's
idiots.
fun.
People
That's
loved
fun.
it.
I'm carrying a bottle of Captain Morgan as a green Teletubby.
Yeah, you be. I think I was Poe. You were La La.
I don't know what I was.
Who was Tinky Winky?
I think Say was
Say
Tinky
was Tinky
Winky.
Winky.
You were Dipsy.
No, I think I
He was Dipsy.
I was Red.
That's Poe.
I
You were
was
Poe. I was.
I don't remember.
I
I have
remember.
no idea.
We
Anyway.
should have had
It's a
we
shame
should
you
have had
guys
a
even know
Nunu.
their names.
I know. I can't remember.
No,
we should have had
I
a
think-
Nunu too.
Yeah. How do Teletubbies watch TV?
I don't know.
Do they look down at themselves, or they
They look
sit?
at each,
Or they look
they
at
look
their
at
other
each other.
friends.
They sit across from each other.
That's a good question. I don't know. Maybe Dan from
Wait,
Slovenia.
Can a
what?
Teletubby?
Dan would know.
Can a Teletubby remove his TV?
If he does, he'll die.
Surgically.
Oh, he dies.
It's like
Yeah,
his
he
heart.
does.
No, it's like his pancreas. He
What's
can't
like-
live without it.
How would you do? How would you have like a big screen Teletubby? Would it just be in like
just
an
gets-
obese?
Yeah, it'd be massive.
Yeah,
As
he
he
eats
gains
too
weight, he
much.
gets bigger
He eats
TV.
too much for Halloween.
Like if you went into if you were in Teletubby world, went into a sports bar, they would all be like up on the stapled to the wall.
yeah, probably some of them get so big the screen cracks. Like first guts start coming out the tubes. I don't- yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna take a break here. We're gonna get Eric on to talk about the farm, talk about everything going on here, and history behind what's going on. So stick with us. Happy Halloween. Here's a
Yeah.
little word from
Roar.
Us guys here at the Pine Room want to give a huge thank you to those who participated, watched, and attended the first annual Blazing Paddles Pickleball Classic hosted by us in the Ohio Valley Pickleball Club. We hope it was an absolute success, and we can't wait to bring it back in 2024. A special thank you to our court sponsors, WVU Medicine, Tesaurus Law, Tenant Law, Mackenzie Riedel Wealth Management, Zavolta Law, and the Glessner Group. You made this tournament possible, and without you, it wouldn't have happened. Here's to Blazing Paddles in 2024. You're listening to the Pine Room Podcast. All right, welcome back into the Pine Room Podcast, episode 81. We are joined by Knight Templar Eric Freeland, here, owner of Eric Freeland Farms. Welcome to the show. Thanks for having us.
Well, thank you, guys. I really appreciate you coming up, and say thankful we have a very nice evening to do this. And like Coach says, it's like one of the last good evenings, or not too many more good nights the rest of the season, I'm sure.
Yeah. So first things first, how long have you been doing this up here?
Well, this is our second year, and oddly enough, I really hadn't previously been a big Halloween person, kind of been a Christmas kind of guy, season for our family, but actually, somebody late last summer, like almost in 1st of September, said, "Hey, Eric, you ought to do like a Halloween thing." And of course, I did the classic Eric eye roll. Oh, yeah. Like playing. It was one of them deals. It's like, hey, yeah, maybe there's something to that. So, I'm kind of a builder, and my buddy Ed and I, we kind of got some 2x2s together and made like a kind of a framework. And I kind of went to the closet and raided some old clothes, and we bought a couple of masks here and there, and just started making, some basic scarecrows. And we would make one at the end of the day after we were done harvesting the crops or plowing the fields or whatever, and then we would make that scarecrow, then put it out in the field. And then it's like, hey, tomorrow let's do another one, and keep raiding. Eventually, I run out of old clothes, and started raiding Goodwill and buying some costumes and making things. So that's how it got started.
Yeah. So outside of what do you go ahead, Coach?
It's amazing how, like projects we've done at home too. It's amazing how once you get started and you get it going, then it just starts to roll. It's like, oh man, now you start to get a vision of what you want it to look like, and then you start to just go nuts. You get on Amazon, you're getting people who are helping you out, probably giving you things, and then it just explodes. Now you just got this whole thing going, and it's probably never ending now.
Yeah, last year, kind of just, since we didn't have planned that early on, we kind of had to go with what we had, the
Right.
layout of the crops and things. But this year, like I was alluding to, like say, we got a pretty decent corn maze, but see, I planned that ahead of time, and specifically planted corn for that. And then, like say, behind us here, it was a sweet corn patch. Then we ended up cutting out part of it to make these zombies and places for the scarecrows. And we got a witch's coven up behind us, and built a train last. So we had a little better planning this year. But like you said, you get kind of carried away. I mean, I just made the last raid a couple of days ago with the Spirit of Halloween, and it's almost too late now to hit the Amazon buy now, but I bought like a lot of costumes, and then we, like say, make frameworks, and then we put like the costume on that, instead of buying like a mannequin or something. But we keep adding, and just, we started growing a lot of more pumpkins this year, and things like that. That's all kind of Halloween related.
Now you say we. Who else besides yourself is involved in all this?
Well, several different friends, and the guys that kind of work for me and help me out, and then just different family stuff. Everybody's got some ideas, and we have an artist lady that kind of helps out. So she's helps us decorate. Her name is Paula Lucas, and just some different people that we know that are very creative. We offer we had a couple different artists here, including that Paul that does pumpkin painting on the weekends. Kids buy a pumpkin, and we kind of paint it up essentially, and that's worked out pretty.
Is that
good.
Paula Lucas that worked for Ohio County Schools?
Yeah, she was an art teacher.
Yeah, she's wonderful.
Yeah.
Taught across the hallway from me for 20 years. I know her.
Okay, well then you know who that is.
Yeah.
Oh, I know her.
quite
Yeah,
good.
she's
Good
great.
worker,
She's great.
yeah.
Does she come up here and help out?
Yeah, early on, I'm going to say like the 1st of September when we're going to start getting ready to decorate. Like Paula did, like the minions and grew them back there.
Oh, really?
Kind of starts putting the skeletons around. So we kind of give her a lot of free latitude to. Sometimes she'll ask me, like, Eric, what do you think of this or that? But 90% of the time, whatever she kind of puts out looks pretty good, and we're happy with it.
That's cool.
But I've gotten a habit over the years of saying, it sounds like you got a bigger operation if it's we rather than just me.
Well, yeah, but you need a lot of people. I mean, this is a massive operation
incredibly
here.
impressive.
I mean, you got to have more than you.
Yeah,
so.
we got 3 or 4 people working on the weekends. That's when we're open. This is the last weekend, of course, Saturday and Sunday, noon to 5. But we kind of get somebody, a parking attendant, as it were. And
Yeah.
we do a big hot chocolate thing. I have my friend Renelle. She's in there helping out with that. And one of my buddies kind of runs the train layout over there, and I'm kind of fumbling around. Just,
Overseeing
PR guy
everything.
talking to people.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for coming
How
out.
many weeks have you guys been going so far?
Well, this
Started
will
in
be
October?
the middle of the last 2 weeks
Okay.
of September.
Okay.
And it's really kind of almost too hot. Just
Sure,
people
yeah.
sweltering.
Kinda takes
but
the
at the
Halloween
end, like
feel
last
out.
weekend, we were like freezing.
Yes,
shivering.
right.
We had a little fire going there, but this is the last weekend, and we do it 6 weekends a year.
How many carloads of people
That's what I was
have
gonna
been
ask,
through so far and compared to last year?
Well, it's more, of course, and Facebook is kind of made
Yeah,
us.
yeah,
It
it's great.
reaches a lot of people, but we kind of had about 250 people Saturday and
Wow.
probably about 200 on Sunday, even though it was kind of brisk and
Yeah, that's
blustery.
great.
But we felt we did pretty good with that.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
awesome.
So-
What I think is cool is that you kind of appeal to all ages. Like, I think this is great.
Me too.
But you also have down in the lower field here, you got the kind of the children's maze.
Yeah, I'm kind of a big. I kind of like, I don't know what you call it, like scope out on like Pinterest or YouTube and like look at different things and kind of get this idea for like the kids. We got the big corn maze, but we have what's called a straw bale maze. And on that note, like you said, we kind of get the idea. We kind of make it scary, but not like really gory.
Right.
There's not like a lot of blood and
Right,
guns.
right,
It's
right.
scary stuff, but not like gruesome.
Yeah.
We're kind of more family oriented. I say we're not really catering to like the teenagers that might want to see the ultimate headless person.
Yeah.
and the most gore as we can. So we try to make it a little bit scary, but nothing too
Yeah.
extreme. And like I said, family oriented.
Yeah, I definitely this is my speed. It's like you get the whole vibe of Halloween, you get the props, you get the corn maze is great. You get pumpkins around, but you're not looking over your shoulder like some guys can come out with a chainsaw.
Yeah, we were thinking about dressing up one of our guys and putting him in the corn. But I started thinking, well, maybe we can't really afford to give somebody a heart attack. So we decided
That would be
not to do
awesome.
that.
Now,
but-
Eric, do you like after this weekend? Do you take all this stuff down and
Yeah,
store it away?
probably. We finish up Sunday evening. It'll be kind of really dead tired and worn out. But really, unless it's terrible weather, Monday morning we'll start then. We last year, you always think you got these great ideas, and last year was like, oh, Halloween's on Monday. We'll go ahead and be open on Monday. Well, we had like 2 people come out because everybody's working. So, but probably this year, after first thing Monday morning, we'll start just doing a massive rampage of like 4, 5, 6 of us.
Where do you store all your stuff?
Well, a lot of the scarecrows and skeletons and things, they go up in the garage, and we literally just stand them up.
Oh, I got you.
And then a lot of the smaller
okay.
stuff we put in coolers and storage
Yeah, a
bins.
bunch
They
of
go in
George
my
in there.
store building or in the bottom of the barn. And
How long does it typically take you to get everything cleaned up?
well, probably a couple days anyhow. And that's like really, really hitting it if everything
Yeah.
goes
Yeah, right.
well.
Eric,
Yeah.
what gives you? You put a lot of effort into it. What gives you the most satisfaction of this whole thing you do?
Well, I'd say ultimately 99.9% of the people come out are really happy, and it's kind of gratifying to me to see everybody happy. And people will say, hey, thanks for doing this, and hey, it's really great, and we can't wait to come out again. And as you know, we did the Sunflower Festival and mazes in the summer, and of course all the crops that we grow. People were just seem like genuinely thankful, and that's kind of a big driving force.
Oh, that's great.
To make you want to keep doing it.
And then I bet when you see the kids laughing and smiling and going up to these things and I bet it makes you feel good.
Yeah, some of the animated stuff, we all kind of like huddle when we see somebody's approaching, like the jumping spider. Or one who's like,
You know it's gonna do
hold on,
something,
and then
yeah.
it'll jump. And a lot of times, though, it's the adults that jump.
It got me
Yeah, I
today.
got him earlier. He was
Yeah.
standing kind of in front of it, and I said, "Hey, come here, just come here, check
Yeah,
this out."
yeah.
I got him, yeah.
So that's kind of fun.
So real quick, run through all the stuff that you have here. Run through everything you got going on.
Well, we're kind of noted for being big, produce, berry and corn and things like that. So we start like the 1st of June with strawberry season, and we generate, give or take, 1,000 quarts a day, and we have like you pick, and then we pick for people. And then it goes into like black raspberry season. We grow a lot of sweet corn, a lot of potatoes, green beans, all the kind of the staple crops that are kind of popular and sought after. So that's kind of been a long, I'm kind of really almost a fifth generation here. And I kind of joke and say kind of getting the hang of things now. Right about when you're at the end of your career, about ready to, keel over and wrap it up. But yeah, it's kind of been, a lot of a long time like learning experience and trying to put all them tricks of the trade and everything you've learned, to use to get, good production on the crops and have a good quality crop. And that's gratifying too.
Yes. Go back to the corn. Job asked as we were pulling in, what's the difference between sweet corn and field corn?
Well, sweet corn is, kind of really, it's been developed to be like of a, highly, very, a gentle texture as it were, and a lot of sweetness to it. Field corn, what they call dent corn, is made for, for animals. It's not made for it, but it's not really, you wouldn't be able to, you'd be pretty tough, hard pressed to eat in here with that. It's real starchy. And they make, corn oil and cattle feeds and things like that. But they claim really that less than 1% of all the corn grown in the United States is sweet corn.
Yeah.
It's the rest of
really?
it. Yeah, like our neighbors over here, they have a pretty big fields of field corn, and it all goes into like cattle feed. They ground the whole stalk and ear up and everything.
What do you do with your field corn?
Well, as you can see behind us, or perhaps not, we a lot of the sweet corn, you say, or the field corn?
The field corn.
Well, the field corn is, which is what we did for the maize, because it's a little bit, it's a lot less expensive and it grows taller and quicker. And once it's done, I'll just simply brush hog it off, and then we'll till that back into the soil to build like soil tilth.
So do you have to remake your maize every year?
Oh, yeah. It's, as you can see, well, from the camera point, you can't see it. But, it's all brown now, and it's starting to get a little wear and tear on it. Some people have, kind of cut through some of the maize different to take some shortcuts. But yeah, after corn, like if we were to somehow leave it there, it would be all about half blown down and bent over by springtime. It would look really bad.
Yeah.
So when all your corn grows up and then you decide for your maize, how do you cut your maize out? How's the maize cut out?
Well, I kind of did it a different technique. That I planted like a solid field, almost like grass. And then when it was up, I had drawn a design. And then after it was up about a foot, I took one of my smaller riding mowers and just started mowing.
Oh, okay. You cut it before it
and then about every about every 2 weeks, I just simply run my tractor through that.
Okay, that answers that question.
And then right before we opened it up, some of the corn was leaning in. I had one of my guys kind of go in there with a weed eater and just kind of trim it up.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever been lost in the maze?
Well, we've missing 2 or 3 people in there. We kind of tell people we have a policy that if you don't come out 2 or 3 days, we'll kind of stop looking for you. That's a good one. I do that to the kids. I always tell them, I say, hey, kids, yesterday we had 192 go in, but only 185 come out. So if you see anybody, and kids are like, oh my God.
No.
They go grab it with their mom's hand or dad's hand or something.
So
it's
Eric,
kind of funny.
when you shut this down in the Halloween and then your corn, your all your produce is pretty much done, what happens here on the farm? What do you got going on?
Well, there's a good bit of wind up to it. Like we've already, kind of cleared out and mowed off our tomato fields.
Okay.
But, we have a lot of like pruning, like the raspberries. And then, of course, between Thanksgiving and Christmas, you generally put straw over the strawberries to, kind of protect them for the winter.
Okay.
But, really about mid-December, like everything would be kind of done, even the chores. And then we're kind of set till about next March or something.
And that's when you go into your model train building?
Yeah, we've been building train layouts for 20 some years, and we have jobs that we do for different businesses or people. And that's kind of the wintertime gig to keep us off the streets. So building the kind of the elaborate train layouts for folks.
This is really impressive.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. So when you obviously were sitting here when we were talking about Halloween, traditions and stuff like that. I have to ask you, favorite candy at Halloween. If you were back, young Eric Freeland, he goes to a house, knocks on the door.
Why not now?
I'm saying back in prime Halloween.
I still like the same thing now.
Well, yeah, all right.
It's like say, like say the Snickers bars, like you said, any kind of decent a candy bar, whether it's like, say, the classic Reese's cup, that's always, favorite. Probably on the other side of that, candy, caramel corn or candy corn. What, that orange and yellow stuff.
You don't like that?
I mean, people from Ethiopia would send that back.
Hey, I love that stuff. But I don't blame him.
Yeah.
I don't blame him for saying that. He's right.
Oh, man,
It's
it's
disgusting. It's like corn syrup. Doesn't even make sense, but it tastes good.
Even a zombie back here would have
Yeah, he didn't like
Yeah.
it. He wanted to have it.
Matt, that's your favorite.
It wasn't my favorite, but I think I was number 3 on my list. I really like those things.
I need to maybe give it a try.
I get it. When you chew that stuff up, it's like, oh, God.
I know, you get it like
once you
coated
get
in
to
your
about
mouth.
10 of them,
it's awful.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah, you get to
What's
about
that saying?
10.
I'd rather have a root canal than have to do that.
Eric, talk a little bit about your costume. I love it.
Well, just kind of I wanted to do a zombie thing, but we end up always using our zombie costume to make, we got to add one more zombie to the herd.
Yeah.
So it's a Templar knight, like I was joking before. I don't know how many Templar knights wear glasses, have a knee brace, and a mustache. But wearing those big masks, as you know, it's pretty tough to breathe and things like that. And just on a quick note, you were talking the movies earlier, and I'm not really a big, super scary movie, but I always, that Phantasm. That guy, the tall man, and he's like at the end, boy. And he reaches through that mirror. I mean, that's one of the scarier.
I don't know, Matt, have you seen that one?
I remember the name, but no, I don't think I've ever seen it. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know that it was specifically a Halloween movie,
right?
But man,
it's just scary in general.
I probably still wouldn't want chatting by myself.
Yeah. So Coach's obviously villain was if you were to go, if you went through this maze and one villain was
Jason.
For sure,
100%.
He'd be the one that Michael Myers and Chainsaw Massacre.
If I got in the middle of that maze and that song came on,
hey, there you go.
I'd listen. I'd cut through there. I'd be knocking that damn corner down.
They'd be flattened.
I would. I'd be like covered with shit all over me, and I'm getting out of there, man.
Oh, I think
You'd have
mine
porn
would
in
be.
your pocket.
I think mine. Hannah would get mad, but Michael Myers for me. I think Michael Myers.
All right. So if you're in that maze, who don't you want to see? I'm Jason. You're Michael Myers.
Yeah, but I also think I could outrun Michael Myers easy.
Doesn't he walk?
Yeah, but you'd run and he'd be waiting for you at the other end somehow.
He does teleport. Yeah.
Matt, who don't you want to see in there?
I'd maybe lean towards Freddy Krueger a little bit.
Yeah,
I
say
always
Freddy
thought he was
Krueger.
pretty intimidating.
what about the Thing?
Yeah, I mean,
See, when I think the Thing, I'm thinking of from Fantastic Four.
No,
so
not
what's the Thing?
Rock, not the Rock superhero.
The Thing is one of our favorite
You're
movies
thinking
ever.
about you need to see the Thing when they're down in the Arctic.
Swamps or something.
Where are they at, Matt?
they're in the Antarctica.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Kurt Russell.
Chubb,
Yeah.
who don't you want to see?
Oh boy.
What about the Children of the Corn?
geez,
That would
that's-
scare me a little
Yeah,
bit.
if I saw
Those
a
girls, the
girl,
little white-haired
Yeah.
girl.
Eric, who don't you want to see in there? The guy from Phantasm?
Well, yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to see him, but like any demonic thing out
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
so that's what scares me the most. Like
Yes.
things that like are more a slasher guy. I mean, like you said, I think somebody said a little bit ago. I kind of like to set and really kind of make fun of like I can't believe that people are so stupid to go into that building or whatever. But things that are more terrifying to me are like more of the supernatural.
Yeah.
demonic
Oh, yeah,
thing. Like
no
the
doubt.
Omen. Hey, that's a scary
Yes.
one.
Oh, Damien.
Going old school. Damien.
Yes, that is terrifying.
Or what about
Hey, Job, if I turned the corner and saw that girl standing there,
what about
that
what's that nun from the recent movies? The
Nun. She
Yeah,
was
it's
called
called
the
The
Nun.
Nun.
Oh, man, I
that was a
couldn't do
pretty
that.
terrifying one. Yeah, really
I couldn't
good
do
stuff on that.
Anything involving like a figure that should be nice that is not nice, like kids,
Right.
clowns. I hate clowns.
Yeah, clown would freak me out a little bit.
Clowns are
There's a lot
like
of scary things.
nothing is good. Nothing good comes from a clown.
What about those masks? Do you guys ever watch the Purge series?
Oh, yeah.
Some of those ones they have in there are pretty creepy
Oh,
looking.
yeah.
There's people that are murdering each other.
Yeah,
it's
next
amazing.
year. Oh well, no, I'll ask you this. So obviously you keep expanding, you keep adding things to the farm. Anything you can hint at? Maybe you're going to add. Maybe you're thinking about adding this upcoming year.
It was really
next year.
It was really in our plan this year to do like the bottom of the barn. I don't know if anyone's been to Drover's Inn, like their basement.
Oh, yeah.
But it's kind of like that. It's already half spooky. And we wanted to do like the Halloween train layout in there and do like a Frankenstein lab. And speaking of prison, we can do like a lecture chair, of course, a non-working one that would hum and light up.
Oh,
and
really?
sparky
Yeah.
and all that. But I kind of like say a few injuries battling, and we, like every other business, kind of a shortage of help.
Sure.
And we would have to really have an attendant over there during the whole time because you just couldn't let people in there. Without somebody kind of keeping an eye on things. So that might be in the cards next year to really develop that because it's pretty accessible. It's right behind our store building. But like I said, this weekend we're going to do, we've decided to do, once again, we're going to do a Halloween costume contest.
Okay.
We'll have 2 categories like 0 to 6 and 6 to 12 or something, and we'll give out some, Amazon gift cards for that.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's really cool.
Like best costumes.
Yeah.
And we're going to have 2 different groups to make it good. So that, like I said, the last hurrah for Halloween. Then we have a chef, Brian Maglicetti. He's going to be here again on Saturday doing like bowls of chili and chili dogs, available for purchase.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that's kind
great.
And we do, like, say, a big hot chocolate thing with, I guess I didn't really know much about it, but they call it dirt and worms. Of course, the dirt is ground up chocolate graham crackers, and the worms are, we call them
Gummy worms?
Gummy worms, yeah.
So kids really, that's
like
the favorite thing that they want. We put like whipped cream on the top, and they want that dirt and worms. So, so we do pretty good with the hot chocolate. That's a real popular thing.
That's awesome.
This is a really cool experience. And it's really cool that you've only been doing it for, you said 2 years, right? I mean, this is your third year.
This is the second year,
which is incredible with all the stuff that you have going on, and for having if you said 250 people a day, I mean.
Yeah, we've been doing, like, say, some days the weather's really bad. We maybe 100, but some days over 250. But
That's
really,
awesome.
Not to promote Facebook or any social media, but 20 years ago you'd have to put like a wanted ad.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
$100.
It's nice that people get aware of good things. That's the good part of social media.
Yeah.
They find out about things like
exactly.
this. That's what it's there
and then,
for.
like in 1/10 of a second, maybe how many hundreds of people. Then what's good for me is that some family comes out and then they go home and they post up some pictures and share it to their group. So all of a sudden you got 10,000.
Yeah, it's just like tree branching out.
So where can people come to find you on social media? Right.
Everything I do, it's on Facebook. It's Eric Freeland's Farm, and then we post up, a couple of times a week or something and we'll do a big posting probably tomorrow about the kids' costume thing. And kind of promote that for this weekend. But that's what it is, Eric Freeland's Farm. I don't have an actual website or anything, but we just go through the Facebook has been a good thing for us.
Well, at the pace you're going, you probably have a website here, I'd say, in a couple of years.
Well, we might. We don't really ship things out, so I've kind of talked to some, like, quote, web designer people, and they've kind of said, well, Eric, you don't really need that because you're not shipping strawberries to Kansas or something. People are coming here, so... we maybe it's kind of a big cost item. We're really, to be honest with you, maybe we haven't spent a nickel on Facebook. It works really
good
great
for you.
I was telling Eric and the guys that were on the radio today. We were talking about the farm and what we were planning on doing, and we've been talking about it the past couple of weeks. And I opened up your Facebook, and I'm in the middle of talking, so I can't read as I'm talking. And I pop it up, and it's you in a neck brace. And I was like, we just talked to him yesterday. I thought, and then it came to find out that you just had been instructed to wear that because you
after kind of a big neck fusion surgery and different things, and I kind of had some additional injuries, so kind of wearing this neck brace thing. So obviously I'm kind of a Weisenheimer. And so I put on Facebook, I've got my injured, worn out, beat up farmer costume on with a knee brace. I'm getting a new knee in a couple of weeks. And got to kind of protect my neck. And thankfully, no more surgeries, at least, unless I fall down and go boom again. But,
I want you to talk real quick because we were here when we first came up to meet you and check out the farm. You were talking about you want to do the train and the train set inside the barn. Well, I want you to kind of explain to these guys that don't know what you do outside of your farm work, because I think that's really cool.
Well, the other, like I say, I'm kind of self-employed. I like doing that. And like I say, the wintertime gig, as I call it, we build kind of fairly elaborate model train layouts, and people kind of relate to what used to be at Oakleby with all the scenery and trees and things. Great. And we do pretty extensive work. We try to do a lot of detailing with the little houses and people and cars and make it realistic. But like I said, I've been doing that for quite some time, and have some additional jobs lined up. And it's kind of a glorified carpentry work in a way. There's some really great train guys out there that do great work, but I would kind of jokingly say I'm the only guy there is that's going to pick up his toolbox and go to your house and work 8 hours a day to build it for you.
Yeah, right.
And,
Fantastic.
a lot of times just guys that kind of don't maybe have the carpentry skills themselves, but they just want a nice train layout. So we've been blessed that we've been able to accommodate people and make a living for
good stuff
for myself and my buddies.
That's really
building
cool.
that. So it's been quite a good thing.
Awesome.
Kind of doing like living the dream, if you don't mind being beat up and worn out. But farming and doing what you like.
That's right.
That's the one I would like to throw that in a comment that probably one of the most frequent comments I've got is, Eric, this is great because we don't have to drive like to Pittsburgh or Columbus.
That's what I told these guys.
It's kind of close to Wheeling and Wellsburg and Weirton. And one thing, it's kind of funny, the new bridge is open. I thought, like, how's that going to help me?
Yeah.
But we're like, where are you from? We're like, oh, we're from Brilliant, man. We just buzzed right over here.
that's
10 minutes.
great.
That's awesome.
And more people this year from like Stoughtonville and Mingo Junction because the bridge is open.
That's
that never
right.
occurred to me.
Yeah, that's
you
right.
Until
wouldn't have
just,
thought.
wow, all these people are from across the river and now are
good to
here in
hear.
a couple of few
Jeez,
minutes.
they're going to be coming from region wide here before too
Yeah.
long. It just continues to grow. This is wonderful.
All right. Well, we're losing daylight here. We gotta get moving. So real quick, Eric, give the people they got a week to come in a capsule. What can they expect when they come here to Eric Freeland Farm?
Well, hopefully a good time. Like I say, they can enjoy the corn maze, the kids' straw bale maze, see the Halloween train layout, and see all what's behind us here. If you like zombies and skeletons, scarecrows, and the witches coven, it's good that, like I say, the kids can play in these corn bins we have and get some hot chocolate and a bowl of chili and have a pretty good family. Most people spend an hour and a half here or more, and we hope the weather cooperates and give them a good time this weekend.
Good stuff.
Wonderful.
Well, we
Awesome to
appreciate
hear.
you having us here. It's been awesome.
my pleasure.
It's been
Enjoy
a
you
great
guys.
lead up for our Halloween extravaganza, and hopefully we see you here next year. With
And
all-
Eric can find us where, Job?
yeah, you can check it out. You can check.
Thursday.
Anyone listening to this can check this out on Thursday. Well, I guess if you're listening,
They found
to
it.
this, it's
Yeah,
gonna-
you found
found it. So Eric, we appreciate you having us.
You're
It's
welcome.
been a
It's
blast.
Thank you,
pleasure.
Eric.
And we
Wonderful.
can't wait to see what you come up with next year.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, sounds like a good plan to me.
All right. Well, this is episode 81 of the Pine Room Podcast. And until next time, we'll see you here in the Pine Room.